Good morning, students. Welcome to our mathematics class for grade 8. By the way, I am Mrs. Pauline Arago, your grade 8 mathematics teacher. So before we start our lesson, here are some prerequisite knowledge that you need for us to be able to go through the lessons for this first quarter. So pag sinabi nating prerequisite knowledge, these are knowledge na kailangan para, ito yung mga previous knowledge na kailangan para maka-move on or maging maayos yung magiging discussion or magiging learning ninyo sa mga susunod na lesson. So, una is yung operations on integers. So, grade 7 lesson ito. Next is laws of exponents. Next is yung special products. So, kung kayo or kung hindi kayo confident sa sarili niyo na alam niyo na itong mga prerequisite lessons na ito, so yung mga binanggit kong prerequisite knowledge, maaari kayong mag-subscribe sa channel ni Dr. Hilda C. Galange or Hilda Galange. She's our master teacher in Mathematics Department. Grade 7 teacher siya. Marami kayong videos na mapapanood about grade 7 lessons, especially yung mga prerequisite knowledge na na-mention ko kanina. So, our week 1 lesson is about factoring polynomials. So, sa Mathematics Grade 8 module, page 6 iyon. Okay, so, before we start discussing factoring polynomials, these are the lesson objectives. So after going through this lesson, you are expected to factor completely the different polynomials with a common monomial factor. So ito yung mga matututunan natin ngayon. So common monomial factor. Next is difference of two squares. Sum and difference of two cubes. Perfect square trinomials, and general trinomials, and solve word problems involving factors of polynomials. So for our learning task 1, recall your previous lesson about special products among polynomials. Multiply the factors in column A, then match the product to column B. So, alalahanin nyo lang yung lesson ninyo ng grade 7 about multiplication of polynomials. So, let's proceed with number 1. So, kung maalala ninyo kung paano mag-multiply ng monomial sa binomial. So, pag sinabi nating monomial, one term. So, mono means 1. Isa lang siya, itong 3x. Next, binomial, dalawa. Itong pangalawa, yung 2x minus 5. So, paano minumultiply yan? So, isa-isa, yung monomial, imumultiply sa bawat term sa binomial. So, 3x times 2x, that is equal to 6x squared. Next, 3x times negative 5, that is equal to negative 15x. Then, look at column B. Hanapin ninyo kung anong letter yung 6x squared minus 15. So, the answer is letter C. So, ang kamatch ng number 1 is letter C. So, let's move on to the second one. So, next is x plus 2y quantity squared. So, kung maaalala ninyo, ang ibig sabihin ng power na 2, kapag mayroong power na 2 ang isang base, ay imumultiply sa sarili yung kung ano man yung base. For example, 2 squared. So, that is equal to 2 times 2. Sa sarili ha. So, example, 3 squared equal yan sa 3 times 3. So, yun yung sinasabi or ibig sabihin ng squared. So, when it comes to this one, x plus 2y quantity squared, so you are going to multiply x plus 2y sa sarili niya. So, that is equal to x plus 2y times x plus 2y. So, yan yung ibig sabihin ng squared. Okay? So, pag multiply yung unang term nitong x plus 2y, imumultiply dun sa kabila. So, x times x. So, ito na yung FOIL method na tinatawag kung maaalala ninyo yung FOIL. So, x times x, that is x squared. Next is x times 2y, so that is equal to 2xy. Since tapos na tayo rito sa unang term, yung pangalawang term naman. So, 2y times x, so that is also equal to 2xy. Next, 2y times 2y, it is equal to 4y squared. And then, kung mapapansin niyo like terms itong gitna, 2xy plus 2xy. So, pagko-combine natin siya para mas simple or mas shorter yung ating final answer. So, x squared plus 2xy plus 2xy. Ina-add lang yung coefficient. So, 2 plus 2. So, that is 4. 4xy. Kakopy lang natin yung mga variable or letter. So, xy. And then, copy natin si 4y squared. So, the answer for number 2, hanapin nyo dun sa right sa column B. So, x squared plus 4xy plus y squared. So, that is letter A. So, next number 3. So, x minus 3 times x plus 2. So, parehas din nung kanina, pinagkaiba lang nito, hindi siya square ng binomial. So, hindi sa sarili minumultiply, kundi sa iba. So, FOIL method pa rin. So, first, x times x, so that is x squared. X times 2, positive yung 2, so that's plus 2x. Next is negative 3 times x, that's negative 3x. Next is negative 3 times 2, so that is negative 6. So as you can see, parehas may x yung gitnang term. So like terms sila, kailangan mo sila i-combine para makakuha ng mas simple or single na second term or middle term. So, x squared, kopyahin lang, plus 2x minus 3x. So, unlike sign sila, so magkaiba yung sign. So, you subtract. So, hindi ito positive. So, 2x minus 3x, that is negative x. So, 3 minus 2, it's 1. So, mas mataas yung absolute value nitong negative 3. Kaya kokopyahin natin yung negative sign dito sa middle term. Next, copy yung negative 6. So, the answer is x squared minus x minus 6. That's letter D for number 3. Susunod, binomial ulit. So, product of two binomials. So, ganun pa rin, 3x times x. So, that is 3x squared. 3x times 3y, that's positive 9xy. Next, tapos na yung 3x na i-multiply na doon sa dalawa nung pangalawang term, ito naman 2y. 2y times x, that's positive 2xy. 2y times 3y, it's positive 6y squared. Then, kung mapapansin yung gitnang term, like terms sila. Pag sinabing like terms, yung variable na katabi ng number parehas. Parehas xy yan. So, you need to combine it. So, copy lang si 3x squared. Yung middle term, pag ko-combine 9 plus 2, that's 11. So, copy lang si xy plus 6y squared. So, look sa column B kung saan siya. 3x squared plus 11xy plus 6y squared is letter B. So, last number 5. Binomial pa rin. So, x minus 4 times x plus 4. X times x, it is x squared. X times positive 4, that's positive 4x. So, tapos na yung x na multiply na doon sa dalawa nito. Ito namang negative 4. Negative 4 times x, so that's negative 4x. Negative 4 times positive 4. So, negative times positive is negative, so negative 16. Tingnan nyo yung middle term. They are like terms. Parehas na parehas silang ng number and ng variable, magkaiba lang ng sign. So, negative 4x tsaka positive 4x. So, kapag pinag-minus mo, example, 4 minus 4. So, that would give us 0. So, ma-eliminate na yung middle term. Ang magiging sagot na lang, x squared minus 16. So, x squared minus 16 yung ating sagot. So, that's letter E. So, now that we are done with our recall, let us have our main topic today, which is about factoring. So, what is factoring? So, factoring is the inverse process of multiplication. Through factoring, we write polynomials in simpler form and use it as a way of solving roots of equations. So, pag sinabing inverse process of multiplication, kung kanina nag-multiply tayo, so ngayon naman, kabaliktaran na proseso. Hahanapin naman natin ngayon yung kung ano ang pinag-multiply para nabuo yung polynomial na yon. Kung kanina nag-multiply tayo, then we come up with an answer. Ngayon, yung answer, i-breakdown natin as factors, kung ano yung pinag-multiply. So, there are different ways of factoring depending on the type of polynomials being factored. Ng pagpa-factor is, first, we have to determine if a common monomial factor or greatest common factor exists. So, factor trees may be used to find the GCF of difficult numbers. Be aware of opposites, example, A minus B and B minus A. So, these two may be the same if we factor out -1 to any of the expressions. So, ang sinasabi dun sa A minus B tsaka B minus A, so yung A minus B daw, maaring magkaroon ng same factor sa B minus A kapag pinactor yung -1. So, B minus A, so kapag pinactor out natin si -1, nilabas natin, matitira sa loob, so so B divided by -1, so that is negative B, then negative A divided by -1, so that is positive A. So, magiging -1 times A minus B pag pinagbaliktad. Kasi positive yung A, negative yung B. So, yun lang yung sinasabi dun sa last part. So, factoring common monomial factor. Pag sinabing common monomial factor or the CMF, so, common, ibig sabihin yung parehas sa kanila. So, later, meron tayong mga examples dito. So, next. So, we have to factor 3x minus 12. So, pag sinabing common monomial factor, titingnan nyo, una, kung may mga numbers or mga coefficients. So, may numbers tayo, 3 tsaka 12. Anong number ang pwede na makadivide sa 3 tsaka sa 12? Ipang-divide sa 3 at 12. So, the common monomial factor dito is 3. So, yung 3, pwedeng i-divide sa makadivide sa 3, tapos yung 12, pwede mong i-divide sa 3. So, yun yung sinasabi na common monomial factor. Tapos, common ba sa kanila yung x? So, may x yung 3x. Yung 12, walang kasama na variable. So, hindi natin pwedeng ilabas or gawing common monomial factor yung x. So, next step, i-divide ang bawat term doon sa given, doon sa ating CMF. 3x divided by 3, that would give us x. Negative 12 divided by 3, so that would give us negative 4. So, ang factors ng 3x minus 12 ay 3 times the quantity or the parenthesis x minus 4. So, pag pinag-times natin yan, so checking tayo, pag chinek natin, 3 times x, so that's 3x, 3 times negative 4, that's negative 12. So, nakita natin nung chinek natin, hayon yung lumabas yung given. So, ang factors or final answer natin is 3 times x minus 4. Yan yung factored form nung binigay na given. So, next. X squared, y squared, minus 3xy squared. So, unang titignan kung meron bang number parehas. So, yung isa, 1 lang yan kapag wala nakasulat. So, yung isa, 3. 1 and 3, anong number ang pwede ipang divide sa 1 and 3? So, 1 lang yan. So, no need na tignan. So, hindi na tayo maglalagay. Next, tignan yung variables. Pag sinabing variables, yun yung mga letters. So, x. Parehas bang may x yung dalawang term? May x dito, may x din dito. Pero ang kukunin nyo yung mas mababa ang power. Pag sinabing power, yung number sa taas. So, itong x na isa, ang power niya 2. Itong isa, walang nakasulat. Kapag walang nakasulat, ang power niyan 1. So, mas mababang power ang kukunin, so x. Ibig sabihin, x lang yung isa sa mga common factors natin. Next, tignan yung y. Parehas silang may y, so pwede natin kunin as common factor yung y. Then, i-check yung power. Mas mababang power ang kukunin, so 2 and 2. Since parehas yan 2, ibig sabihin, ang ating CMF ay xy squared. Next, hanapin na natin yung nasa parenthesis. So, x squared, y squared divided by xy squared. So, that would give us x. Next, 3xy squared divided by xy squared. That would give us negative 3. So, eto na yung factored form nung given sa taas. So, check na natin. Checking. In checking, imumultiply lang natin. So, xy squared times x. So, x times x, that is x squared. So, yung y squared, wala namang pag-multiply na iba. So, same lang. So, y squared. Next, xy squared times negative 3. So, that is negative 3xy squared. So, nakuha natin yung given. So, ibig sabihin, tama yung ating factored form. Next, so, kung mapapansin nyo, medyo kakaiba yung given ngayon, ano? So, pero factoring common monomial factor pa rin ito. So, parang medyo iba, common binomial factor. Pag sinabing binomial, dalawang term. Kung mapapansin nyo sa given, yung x minus y dito, kaparehas ng x minus y dun sa pangalawang term. So, pwede natin siya isulat as a single factor. So, that is x minus y, nakaparenthesis. So, tapos yung dalawang monomial or yung dalawang term na nasa labas nung same binomial, pwede natin isulat as a single factor. So, that is 6. Tapos, plus yung gitna. So, positive yung a plus a. So, ayan na yung factored form. So, quantity x minus y times quantity 6 plus a. After that, so, meron naman tayong pangalawa. Kanina, common monomial factor. Ngayon, ito naman yung pangalawang titignan natin kapag magpa-factor tayo. So, if the problem to be factored is a binomial, so kanina, nag-factor tayo ng mga terms, factoring common monomial factor. So, ngayon naman, specific, binomial lang. So, if the problem to be factored is a binomial, ibig sabihin, dalawa lang yung term. See if it fits one of the following situations. So, meron tayong ilang situation na pwedeng gamitin pagpa-factor kapag binomial ang given. So, difference of two squares. Pag sinabing difference, kung naalala nyo yung mga operations natin, difference, yan yung sagot kapag nag-minus. So, ibig sabihin, automatic, minus sign yung makikita ninyo sa gitna ng dalawang binomial. So, difference, minus yan, ha? So, next, two squares. Ibig sabihin, perfect squares, or may power ng 2 yung dalawang given. So, sa mga numbers naman, pag sinabi natin perfect square, so that is 2 squared, ang perfect squares natin ay 4. So, pag 3 squared, 9. So, ito yung mga perfect squares sa mga numbers, 4, 9. So, susunod natin ay 4 squared, that is 16. 5 squared, 25. So, dapat at least yung first 10 squares ng mga numbers ay kabisado nyo. So, 5 squared. So, next, 6 squared, that is 36. 7 squared, that is 49. 8 squared, that's 64. 9 squared, that's 81. And 10 squared, that is 100. So, at least dapat yung 4, 9, 16, up to 100 ay kabisado ninyo para mas madali kayong mag-factor. So, ito namang case na to, yung first given, ano lang siya, mga variables. So, wala tayong mga numbers. So, a squared minus b squared. Kapag difference of two squares ang pinafactor, so, ang gagawin nyo lang is isulat sa dalawang magkaibang grupo ng parenthesis yung square root. Pag sinabi natin square root, kukunin mo yung square root ng a squared. So, ano ba yung pinag-times? Kaya nakuha yung a squared. So, that is a and a. Kung maalala nyo kanina, x times x, x squared. Ito naman, a times a squared. So, nilagay ko lang sa magkaibang parenthesis. Next, So, kailan tayo nakakakuha ng negative sign sa pagmumultiply? So, that is kapag magkaiba yung sign. So, meaning to say, magkaiba yung sign nung second term natin. Isang positive, isang negative. So, next, b squared. Kailan tayo nakakakuha ng b squared? So, kapag mag-multiply ng dalawang b. So, b and b. So, ang sagot na natin sa factoring, ang sagot sa factored form is a plus b times quantity a minus b. Yan na yung factor, kaya ang naging, yan na yung factors ng a squared minus b squared. So, next, another given, factoring difference of two squares pa rin tayo. Ito na. So, ito yung sinasabi ko na may mga number. So, 9 tsaka 25. Tapos, yung variable natin, x squared tsaka y squared pa rin. So, sulat lang natin into two different, ang tawag dito, parentheses or brackets. So, anong number ang perfect square ay 9? So, anong number yung pag pinag-multiply sa sarili, 9 yung sagot. So, that is 3 and 3. Okay? Next, kailan tayo nakakakuha ng x squared? So, that is pag pinag-multiply yung x and x. So, that is 3x and 3x. Tapos, negative pa rin, automatic, kagaya kanina, isang positive sign, isang negative sign. Next, 25. Anong number ang pag pinag-multiply sa sarili, 25 ang sagot. So, that is 5. So, 5 times 5, 25. Yun yung mga perfect squares na tinatawag. Next, y squared. Kailan tayo nakakakuha ng y squared? So, by the way, susulat ko pala yung 5 sa kabila. Nakalimutan ko. So, next, kailan nakakakuha ng y squared? Pag pinag-times ang y and y. So, y. So, the factored form of 9x squared minus 25y squared is 3x plus 5y times 3x minus 5y. So, try natin i-check Checking. Ang pag-check niyan, mumultiply mo lang silang dalawa. So, 3x times 3x, that's 9x squared. 3x times negative 5y, that's negative 15xy. Tapos na tayo doon sa una, sa 3x. Yung pangalawa naman, 5y. So, 5y times 3x, that's positive 15xy. 5y times negative 5y, that's negative 25y squared. If you'll notice, yung middle term, pareha silang 15xy, but magkaiba ng sign. So, kapag ganyan, 0 na yan. So, that's 9x squared minus 25y squared. So, as you can see, parehas yung nakuha natin sa checking tsaka yung given. So, meaning to say, ang final answer natin is 3x plus 5y times 3x minus 5y. So, next. Another given, difference of two squares. So, meron na namang kakaiba dito. So, a plus b squared minus 25. So, kung kanina, single lang yung term like x squared, yung first term natin, ngayon, binomial siya. So, may power ng 2. Ang gagawin nyo lang, i-rewrite siya or paghihiwalay natin. So, ano yung sabi ni ma'am kanina? Ang sabi ko, kapag, halimbawa, is meron tayong 2 squared, yan ay 2 times 2. So, ito, a plus b squared, pwede natin siya isulat as a plus b times another a plus b. So, ganun lang yun. Paghihiwalay natin siya. So, perfect square siya kasi may squared. So, ibig sabihin, yan yung dalawang factor, kaya naging a plus b quantity squared yung given. So, tapos na tayo, na-factor na natin yung una. Next is negative 25. So, i-bracket natin kasi may grouping, kailangan natin i-group para hindi tayo magulo. So, kung kanina parenthesis lang, ngayon may bracket na, tapos may parenthesis pa. Na-factor na natin si a plus b squared. Next is si negative 25. So, automatically, negative yun. So, dalawang number na pag pinag-multiply, negative 25 ang sagot. So, perfect square. So, that's 5. Isang positive na 5. Isang negative na 5. And then, paghihiwalay, tatanggalin na natin yung grouping symbol. So, para maging single na lang siya. So, that is a plus b plus 5. Bale, parenthesis na lang yung gagamitin natin. Then, a plus b minus 5. So, iyan na yung ating final answer. Natapos na tayo sa difference of two squares. Kung kanina difference, ngayon naman merong sum of two squares. Pag sinabing sum, yan yung sagot sa addition. So, makikitang symbol sa gitna ng dalawang binomial is plus. So, ito kung makikita nyo, plus symbol yung nasa gitna. So, kapag ganyan ang given, hindi yan factorable, unlike nung difference. So, ang factor lang yan ay 1, tsaka yung sarili niya. So, a squared plus b squared. So, as is na yan, hindi siya napa-factor. So, next. Pangatlong situation sa binomial. So, sum of two cubes. Pag sinabing sum, plus yung nasa gitna. Ngayon naman, cubes. Pag sinabing cubes, kanina square. Pag narinig yung square, ang power nun, 2. Kapag cube, ang power nun is 3. So, kung makikita nyo, a cube plus b cube. So, paano naman pina-factor yan? So, dalawa ang factor niyan. Isang binomial factor kung tawagin, tas isang trinomial factor. So, sa binomial factor, para makuha yung binomial factor, madali lang. So, kunin nyo lang yung cube root, or ano ba yung pinag-times, kaya nakakuha tayo ng a cube. So, that is a times a times a. So, ibig sabihin, ang cube root ng a is a. So, paano makuha yung binomial factor? Kunin ang cube root nung dalawang term. So, next, copy lang natin yung sign sa gitna. So, that's positive. And then, next, yung b cube. Anong pinag-times or anong pinag-multiply para makakuha ng b cube? So, that is b times b times b. So, yun yung cube root. So, b. So, nakuha na natin yung binomial factor. Kukunin naman natin yung trinomial factor. Yung isang factor. Paano makuha yon? Kunin lang ang square ng, para makuha yung una at huling term. So, una at huling term sa trinomial factor, i-square lang natin yung binomial factor. So, a times a, so that is a squared. Then, b times b, that is b squared. So, that is positive, ano? Next, para makuha yung middle term, pag-multiply nyo lang yung a and b. So, a times b, so that is ab. And then, kailangan opposite sign nung ating sum of two cubes. So, since positive yung gitna nito, magiging negative dito. Then, i-rewrite lang natin. So, ang factors ng a cube plus b cube ay a plus b. So, quantity a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. So, yan na yung final answer dito sa factoring natin. Given natin is another sum of two cubes. So, 8x cubed plus 27y cubed. So, hindi ko pala na-recap sa inyo kanina kung ano yung mga first 5 cubes. Ano? Kung kanina binigyan ko kayo ng mga squares, ngayon cube. So, example, 1 to the power of 3 or 1 cube, that is 1. So, ibig sabihin, 1 times 1 times 1. Next, 2 cube. So, that is 2 times 2 times 2. Tatlong 2. So, that is 8. 3 cube. That is 3 times 3 times 3. So, that is 27. 4 cube. That's 4 times 4 times 4. So, 16 times 4, that's 64. Next, 5 cube. So, 5 times 5 times 5, that's 125. So, at least, dapat alam nyo yung susunod pa dyan, ano? Para mas madali kayo mag-factor ng sum of 2 cubes. So, gaya ng sabi ni ma'am, kapag sum of 2 cubes, mayroong binomial factor. At mayroon tayong trinomial factor. Kapag binomial, dalawa yung terms. Kapag trinomial, tatlo yung terms. So, in getting the binomial factor, you get the cube root of the first and the second term. So, anong number ang pag pinag-times, pag pinag-multiply ng tatlong beses sa sarili, 8 ang sagot. So, as you can see, that is 2. So, 2 cube is 8. So, 2. Next, paano nakuha yung x cube? So, ano yung pinag-multiply para makakuha ng x cube? That is x times x times x. Kaya, 2x yung unang term sa binomial factor. Next, copy lang natin yung plus sign. Next, 27y cubed. So, anong number? Pag pinag-times, pinag-multiply sa sarili ng tatlo, 27 ang sagot. So, that is 3. Next, y cubed. So, that's y times y times y. So, yan. Meron na tayong binomial factor. Gamit si binomial factor, kukunin natin yung trinomial factor. So, ganun pa rin, kagaya kanina, ang kinukuha ko, mas madali sa akin na kunin yung first at last term ng trinomial factor using yung binomial factor. I-square nyo lang or i-multiply sa sarili yung una at huling term ng binomial factor. So, 2x times 2x, so that is 4x squared. Next, 3y, doon na tayo sa pangalawa. So, 3y times 3y, it's 9y squared. So, ngayon naman, since positive itong binomial factor, yung middle term natin automatic negative. So, yun lang yung mga simple steps na ginagawa natin para mas mapadali. So, next, para makuha yung binomial, yung gitnang term ng trinomial factor, mumultiply mo lang yung una at pangalawang term ng binomial factor. So, ito ay 2x times 3y. So, 2 times 3, that is 6. X times y, that's xy. So, ngayon, nakuha na natin yung trinomial factor. By the way, yung 9 squared ay positive. So, ayan na yung factors nung 8x cubed plus 27y squared. So, i-rewrite lang natin yung ating final answer. So, final answer natin is 2x plus 3y times 4x squared minus 6xy plus 9y squared. So, ayan yung factors na tinatawag. So, next. So, ano-ano na ba yung mga na-discuss natin kapag binomial? So, una is difference of two squares. So, that's letter A. Yung pangalawa is sum of two squares. Yung pangatlo is difference, sum of two cubes. Ngayon, difference of two cubes naman. So, pag sinabing difference, yan yung sagot sa subtraction. So, ang makikitang sign malamang natin is minus sign. So, kung nakikita nyo yung gitna, minus sign yan. So, difference of two cubes. So, cubes ulit, ibig sabihin yung power 3. So, a cube minus b cube. So, paano naman yung fina-factor? Parehas lang din sila ng concept ng factoring sum of two cubes. So, mayroon din tayong binomial factor at trinomial factor. Same lang sila. So, to get the binomial factor, same concept. So, kokopyahin nyo lang yung sign. So, kung minus yan, difference yan. So, sa binomial factor, minus din yung operation. Next, a cube. So, cube root ng a cube, that's a. So, sa madaling sabi, paano nakuha yung a cube? So, that's a times a times a. So, ang cube root ng a cube ay a. Next, negative b or b. Anong cube root ng b cube? So, that is b. So, next, kunin naman natin yung trinomial factor. So, una at huling term, mas madali. So, i-square mo lang yung binomial factor. Yung terms ng binomial factor ang i-square. So, para makuha yung unang term ng trinomial factor, i-square natin yung a. So, a squared, a times a, that's a squared. Next, b times b, that's b squared. So, it is positive. So, next, para naman makuha yung middle term, so, kagaya pa rin ng dati, so, positive yung ating, negative yung ating sign or operation sa binomial factor, ang kukunin natin yung opposite. So, ang opposite na negative is positive. So, positive yung middle term. And then, we just multiply a times b. So, that is ab. So, ang final answer natin, so i-rewrite lang natin. So, that is a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So, ayan na yung ating final answer, factored form ng a cube minus b cube. So, let's have another one, difference of two cubes pa din. So, kanina nagbigay na ako ng mga given na numbers na perfect yung perfect cube. So, ngayon, kunin naman natin ay ang binomial factor and trinomial factor ng x cubed minus 64. So, ayan. First, anong cube root ng x? Anong cube root ng x cube? So, ano yung pinag-multiply, kaya nakakuha ng x cube? So, that is x. Next, anong cube root ng 64? Anong number yung pag pinag-multiply mo sa sarili niya ng 3 times, 64 ang sagot. So, that is 4. So, kopyahin lang natin yung sign. So, negative yun dito. So, kopyahin natin negative din. So, x minus 4 na yung ating binomial factor. Next, trinomial factor na tayo. Kukunin ko muna yung una at huli ng trinomial factor. So, i-square nyo lang yung x tsaka yung 4. So, x times x, x squared. 4 times 4, that's positive 16. Yun yung una at pangatlong term ng trinomial factor. Next, pangalawa, yung gitnang term naman. So, since difference ito, so minus ito, yung kabaliktaran ng negative. So, that's positive. So, positive. So, x times 4, that's 4x. So, nakuha na natin yung middle term ng trinomial factor. Then, we should rewrite it para maayos-ayos na matignan. So, x minus 4 times x squared plus 4x plus 16. So, ayan yung factored form or final answer natin para sa x cubed minus 64. So, halimbawa, wala dun sa apat na nabanggit. Ano-ano uli yung apat? Let's have a recap. So, yung A, kanina is, sa mga binomial lang to ha, binomial, dalawang term. So, difference of two squares. So, yung B, sum of two squares. Yung C, difference of two cubes. Tapos, yung D, nagkabaliktad pala. So, sum of two cubes itong C. Tapos, difference of two cubes yung D. So, kapag daw wala doon sa apat na yon yung mga option sa pagpa-factor, maybe the binomial does not factor or hindi siya factorable. Pag hindi factorable, naka-simplest form na siya or naka-lowest term na, naka-simplest form na yung binomial. So, hindi mo na siya mapa-factor. So, next, ano pa ba yung mga paraan ng pagpa-factor? So, kanina binomial. Ngayon, if the problem is a trinomial, so pag trinomial, tatlong terms na yung given, check for one of the following possibilities. So, i-check naman natin kung ano-ano ba or paano ba pina-factor ang trinomial. So, ang unang possibility is perfect square trinomial. Ano ba yung perfect square trinomial? Ang perfect square trinomial or PST, yan yung answer sa square ng binomial. So, paano ba tayo nag-square ng binomial? So, yun lang yung kanina na ginawa natin. So, example is a plus b. So, a plus b squared. Yan yung pag-i-square ng binomial. Ganyan. So, o kaya x plus y squared. So, paano yan? Paano siya pina-factor? So, perfect square trinomial yung given. So, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Ang factor lang yan is square root ng unang term and then ng second term. So, magawa tayo ng dalawang separate na parenthesis. Square root ng a, so that is a and a. Factors ng a squared, a and a. So, next, positive ang gitna. Positive din ang gitna. Kasi pag perfect square trinomial, square ng binomial ang sagot. Ibig sabihin, parehas lang yung factors. So, next, square root ng b squared, that's b. And then, and b. So, meaning to say, a plus b times a plus b or square nga ng binomial. So, a plus b squared. Yan na yung factored form nung given. So, pag chinek natin, i-check nga natin kung tama. Ibig sabihin, pag pinag-multiply natin sa sarili, a squared plus 2ab ang sagot. A plus b times a plus b. So, a times a squared, a times b, positive ab. B times a, positive ab ulit. b times b, positive b squared. So, yung middle term, i-combine. So, ab plus ab, 2ab. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So, ayan, lumabas yung ating given. So, meaning to say, yan yung ating factored form. A plus b, quantity squared. Next. So, perfect square trinomial pa rin tayo. Excuse me. So, automatic, maglalagay na ako ng dalawang parenthesis. So, x squared. So, paano nakuha yung x squared? So, that is x times x. Next, yung last term is 9. Anong square root ng 9? So, that is positive 3. Positive 3. Factors ng 9, 3 and 3. So, ito na yung ating factored form. X plus 3 times x plus 3. Pero, may mas simple pang way pagsulat niyan. So, that is x plus 3 squared. So, yan yung mas magandang way ng pagsulat niya. So, yan yung sagot ng factoring x squared plus 6x plus 9. Next. This one, 4x squared minus 20xy plus 25. So, kung mapapansin nyo, yung middle term niya negative. Ibig sabihin, negative, pag negative yung middle term, ibig sabihin, it's either, kapag perfect square trinomial, ibig sabihin, parehas na negative yung second term ng binomial. So, gagawin ko na, negative dito, negative din dito. Ibig sabihin yan kapag middle term ng perfect square trinomial is negative. So, square root ng 4x squared. So, paano nakuha yung 4x squared? So, that is 2x times 2x. Kapag perfect square trinomial, tandaan, parehas lang yung factor. Magkamukha lang. So, next, square root ng 25y squared. So, parehas na 5y. So, i-verify natin kung yung middle term magiging negative 20. Paano yun? Pag multiply nyo lang yung inner tsaka yung outer, tas ipag-add. So, yung outer natin is 2x times negative 5y. So, that is negative 10xy. Next, yung inner, negative 5y times positive 2x. That's negative 10xy. So, meaning to say, negative 10xy plus negative 10xy, negative 20. Ibig sabihin, tama yung factors na nakuha natin. So, ang final answer is 2x minus 5y squared. So, next. So, natapos tayo sa A. So, perfect square trinomials. Ngayon naman, general trinomials. So, pag general trinomials, where A is 1, pag sinabing A, yun yung katabi ng x squared, ha? Yung A is yung coefficient ng x squared. May number na katabi ng x squared. So, kapag wala nakasulat sa tabi ng x squared, 1 yan. Okay? So, where A is 1. Paano pinafactor iyang general trinomials? So, pinafactor yan by, pwedeng trial and error, magta-try ka, pero may mas madaling way. So, ang mas madaling way is isulat ang lahat ng factors ng C. So, ang C natin, so ito ang form ng trinomial. So, ax squared plus bx plus c. So, ang A natin is 1. Ang B, yung katabi ng X, so that's 7. Ang C, that is 12. Ifa-factor natin yung C, ang factor ng C. So, ang C ay positive 12. Ano yung factors ng C na dapat, pag pinag-plus mo, B ang sagot? So, paano ba yun? So, ang factors ng C, so factors, ilista natin. Factors ng C. Pag sinabing factors, anong dalawang number, pag pinag-times mo, 12 ang sagot. So, unahin natin, 6 times 2. 6 and 2. Parehas positive. Since positive yung 12, dalawang magkaparehas na sign. So, pwede ring negative 6 times negative 2. Ano pang factors ng 12? 4, tsaka 3. At tsaka, negative 4 times negative 3. Pwede ring 12, tsaka 1. Next, kunin natin yung sum or pagplasin natin yung mga factors. So, 6 plus 2, that is 8. Negative 6 plus negative 2, negative 8. 4 plus 3, 7. Negative 4 minus 3. Negative 4 plus negative 3, so that's negative 7. 12 plus 1, that's 13. Kukunin mo ngayon yung factors na ang sum ay b. So, pipiliin natin yung b. Ang b natin ay 7. Hanapin mo sa sum yung 7. Positive yung 7. So, ito yung 7. Kunin natin ngayon yung factors. Ibig sabihin, yan ay yung magiging factors natin para sa x squared plus 7x plus 12. So, positive 4 tsaka positive 3. Then, ira-write natin this way. So, x, positive 4 times x plus 3. So, yan na yung factored form ng x squared plus 7x plus 12. So, yung 4 and 3, ikinombine nyo lang dun sa variable na x. X plus 4 times x plus 3. Next, another given. Paano naman to? X squared minus 7x plus 12. So, same pa rin. So, kunin natin yung a, b, and c. A is 1, b is negative 7, c ay 12. Next, sulat ng factors ng 12, factors ng c. So, kagaya kanina, positive yung 12. So, positive rin to. Ibig sabihin, dalawang number, parehas ang sign. Pag pinag-times, 12. So, kanina, meron tayong 12 times 1. 12 and 1, 12. So, negative 12, tsaka negative 1. Pwede ring 6 and 2. Parehas yan ang sign. Parehas positive. Negative 6 times negative 2. Next, 4 and 3. Negative 4, tsaka negative 3. Pag nakakuha ka, nakalista ka na ng factors, kukunin mo naman yung sum ng mga factors. Pag sinabing sum, pagpaplasin. 12 plus 1, that is 13. Negative 12 plus negative 1, that's negative 13. 6 plus 2, that's 8. Negative 6 plus negative 2, negative 8. 4 plus 3, 7. Negative 4 plus negative 3, negative 7. So, pagtingin mo sa sum, hanapin mo na agad yung b natin. Ang b natin, negative 7. Ang negative 7 ay itong last. Negative 7. Kukunin mo ngayon yung factors noong negative 7. So, negative 4, tsaka negative 3. Combine mo lang dun sa ating x and x. So, factor ng x squared, x and x. So, x minus 4 minus 3. Negative 4, tsaka negative 3. Yan yung factored form ng x squared minus 7x plus 12. Another one, x squared plus 3x minus 18. So, ang a natin ay 1. Yun yung katabi ng x squared. Ang b natin is positive 3. Pwede na hindi isulat yung plus 3 dito sa gitna. Understood na yan? And then, ang c ay negative 18. If a factor natin si c, yung negative 18. Pag negative ang number, ang factor niyan isang positive, isang negative. So, kung kanina 12, positive 12, parehas ng sign yung kinukuha natin na factors. Ngayon, magkaiba ng sign. So, anong dalawang number? Pag pinag-times, negative 18 ang sagot. So, pwede siya sa negative 9, tsaka 2. Negative 9 times 2, negative 18. Pagbaliktarin naman natin. So, ang 9 naman ang positive, negative 2 naman, negative naman ang 2. So, next, pwede ring negative 6, tsaka positive 3. At 6, tsaka negative 3 naman. So, 6 times negative 3, negative 18. Negative 6 times 3, negative 18 pa rin. So, 9 and 2. So, pwede ring, ano pa ba? 18 times negative 1. At negative 18 times 1. So, ngayon nakalista na yung mga factors. Punta na tayo sa sum. Pagpaplasin na natin itong mga factors na nakalista rito. Negative 9 plus 2. Magkaiba sila ng sign. You should subtract. Then, copy the sign ng number na may mas mataas na absolute value. So, negative 9 plus 2. So, 9 minus 2, that's 7. Since mas mataas ang absolute value ng 9, negative tayo. Next, 9 minus 2. Simple. 9 minus 2, 7. Positive. Next, negative 6 plus 3. So, mas mataas yung negative natin. So, that is 6 minus 3, 3. Mas mataas yung negative. Mas mataas, I mean, yung absolute value ng 6. That's negative 3. 6 minus 3, 3. 18 minus 1, 17. Negative 18 plus 1, negative 17. Ngayong nakuha na natin yung sum, punta tayo sa b. Tignan mo yung b. Positive 3 yung b. So, nasaan yung positive 3 sa sum? Heto. Then, we get the factors. susulat lang natin doon sa ating parenthesis na mayroon ng dalawang x. X times x, that's x squared. So, yun yung ating first term, x squared. Kukombine lang natin. So, x plus 6, positive yung 6, tsaka minus 3. So, ito na yung factored form. X plus 6 times x minus 3. Yan na yung ating answer. Next. Another one. So, para magkamukha lang sila nung kanina. So, x squared minus 3x minus 18. Negative 18 pa rin yung c natin. So, pares lang ng factors. So, ilista natin, factors ng c. Factors of negative 18. So, kanina is negative 18 times 1. 18 times negative 1. 6 times negative 3. Negative 6 times 3. Ano pa ba yun? 9 times negative 2. Negative 9 times 2. So, kunin na natin ngayon ang sum. Excuse me. Ang sum, negative 18 plus 1, negative 17. 17. 6 minus 3, that's 3. Negative 6 plus 3, negative 3. 9 minus 2, 7. And then, negative 7. Kaparehas lang ito nung kanina, kaya medyo mabilis yung pagsasum up ko ng mga factors. Next, tignan natin yung B. Yung B ay negative 3. Ang B. So, tingnan natin sa sum kung ano yung negative 3. Ito siya, yung negative 3. I-box na lang natin para alam natin yung kukunin natin na factors. So, dalawang x yun, x, and then x. Then, we just write yung factors followed to kasunod ng x. So, negative 6, tsaka positive 3. So, that is our answer. X minus 6, x plus 3. So, next, general trinomials where a is not equal to 1. So, ibig sabihin, hindi 1 yung a, mas mataas na sa 1. So, pwedeng 2, 3, 4, and so on. Use trial and error. So, kailangan maghanap tayo ng factors. Ang ginagamit ko lang usually is yung una, tsaka yung panghuling term, pagpa-factor ng general trinomial na yung a ay hindi 1. So, gumagawa ko ng dalawang parentheses. Then, pina-factor ko yung unang term. So, 2x squared. Paano tayo nakakuha ng 2x squared? So, ang ginagawa ko, nagta-trial and error. So, 2x and x. Yun lang naman yung possible na factors ng 2x squared. Sa dulo naman, positive 1. So, kailan tayo nakakuha ng positive na sagot sa multiplication? So, kailangan parehas ng sign. Then, i-check mo rin yung middle term. So, positive din. So, try natin yung anong factors ng 1? 1 times 1 lang naman ang factors ng 1. So, 1 dito, and then 1 din dito. Tas, since positive yun, I'll use positive. So, tingnan nga natin kung magiging sagot ay 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. So, 2x times x, 2x squared. 2x times 1, 2x. 1 times x, positive x. 1 times 1, positive 1. So, yung middle term, i-combine, 2x plus x, yung x na yan, may 1 yan dyan sa gilid. Sa gilid. So, 2x plus x, that's 3x. So, 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. So, meaning to say, ito yung factors na nakuha natin, tama yung pagta-trial and error natin. So, that's our answer. 2x plus 1 times x plus 1. Ito yung ating final answer. So, next. Paano naman to? 12x squared plus 4x minus 1. So, mag-trial and error tayo. So, ipa-factor ko lang itong 12x squared tsaka negative 1. Tingnan natin kung ano lalabas. So, medyo maraming factors yung 12. So, itry natin yung 4 and 3. 4x times 3x. Tapos, negative 1. So, negative yung 1, ibig sabihin, isang positive, isang negative. Negative 1 times 1. So, negative 1, positive 1. Tignan natin kung lalabas yung middle term na 4x. So, pagkuha ng middle term, inner tsaka outer lang. So, negative 1 times 3x, negative 3x. 4 times 1, that's 4x. So, pag pinag-combine natin ito, isang positive, isang negative, pag maminusin. So, 4x minus 3x, x. So, hindi siya 4x. So, mali itong ating factors na to. So, try ulit natin. Another bracket. So, sure na ako dun sa positive 1 tsaka negative 1. Yung una na lang ang problema ko. So, factors ng 12, 4 and 3, tapos na tayo. 6 and 2. So, 6x tsaka 2x. Tingnan natin yung middle term. Paano makuha yung middle term? Outer tsaka inner lang. So, inner, 1 times 2x, 2x. 6 times negative 1, negative 6x. So, pag pinag-combine ito, 2x minus 6x, that's negative 4x. So, medyo malapit na tayo kasi positive yung 4x dito. So, meaning to say, meron lang tayo nagkabaliktad na sign. So, try natin i-switch yung positive 1 tsaka negative 1. So, I'll use 6x minus 1 times 2x plus 1. Let's try kung lalabas yung 4x na positive. Negative 2x times, negative 1 times 2x, negative 2x, and then, negative 2x, and then, 6x times 1, so that is 6x. So, negative 2x plus 6x, 4x positive. Ibig sabihin, parehas na yung middle term 4x. So, ang final answer natin is 6x minus 1 times 2x plus 1. So, ito yung ating sagot sa trial and error. So, next is factoring completely. Pag sinabing factoring completely, i-apply natin yung lahat ng factoring, mga factoring ways na diniscuss kanina. So, ang unang pina-factor is yung common monomial factor. So, tingnan natin yung given kung merong common monomial factor. So, ang una kong chine-check is yung mga numbers. So, 3, 30, tsaka 25. So, mayroon bang common sa 3, 30, tsaka sa 25? So, parang medyo mali yung given. So, it is 75 pala. Sorry. 75 ito. So, 3, 30, tsaka 75. So, ang common sa kanila, or a number na pwede makadivide sa kanila is 3. Then, check natin mga variables. X squared, x, tapos wala namang variable yung 25. Meaning, 3 lang yung ating CMF, or common monomial factor. Then, we divide 3x squared divide 3. So, that is x squared. 30x divide 3. That is 10x. 75 divide 3. That is 25. So, next, meron na tayong dalawang factor. Tapos, napansin natin na parang may something dun sa trinomial. Parang pwede pa siya i-factor or i-breakdown. So, sulat lang natin yung 3 dito. Standby lang siya. I-factor natin si x squared plus 10x plus 25. So, iyan ay isang perfect square trinomial. Meaning to say, square ng binomial ang factor niyan. Dalawang parehas na factor. So, x squared, ang factors niyan ay x and x. Yung 25, factors yan 5 and 5. So, positive 5, positive 5. So, yung middle term na 10x, nakakuha yan. So, 5 times x, 5x. X times 5, 5x. So, 5x plus 5x, 10x. So, meaning to say, ang final form ng ating factored form, factoring completely, ay 3 times x plus 5 quantity squared. Yan na yung ating final answer sa factoring completely. How about this one? Factor completely. 3x squared minus 9x minus 12. So, i-check muna natin kung may CMF. 3, 9, tsaka 12. Anong number ang pwedeng ipang-divide sa 3, 9, tsaka 12? So, that is 3. Then, i-divide. I-check muna natin variables pala. X squared, x. Wala namang variable yung 12. So, hindi pwede. Wala tayong pwedeng ilabas. So, 3 pa din. So, 3x squared divide 3, that is x squared. Negative 9x divide 3, negative 3x. Negative 4 divided by 3, that's negative 12 divided by 3, that's negative 4. So, kung mapapansin nyo yung trinomial, pwede pa siya i-factor. So, negative 4. So, ano naman siya? Anong case ito? Ito yung general trinomial where a is 1. Standby muna yung 3. Then, magkakaroon tayo ng dalawang factor. So, pa-factor natin yung negative 4. Pag negative Ang number, isang positive, isang negative ang factor niyan. So, negative 4, pwede yan negative 4, tsaka 1. O kaya, 4 and negative 1. Pwede ring 2 times negative 2, negative 2 and 2. And then, kunin natin yung sum. So, i-add lang natin, negative 4 plus 1, negative 3. 4 minus 1, 3. 2 minus 2, that is 0. Negative 2 plus 2, 0 pa din. So, tingnan natin yung middle term natin. Middle term natin is negative 3. So, sa sum tayo titingin, ito si negative 3. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung factors niya. Yung negative 4, tsaka positive 1. So, isulat na natin si x and x, followed by negative 4 at tsaka positive 1. Meaning to say, ito na yung final answer natin. 3 times x minus 4 times x plus 1. And this ends our lesson for factoring. So, next, mayroon tayong solving word problems involving factoring polynomials. So, kailangan dito sa solving ng problems, marunong ka mag-translate ng words into mathematical sentence. Example, the area of a square. So, dapat alam niyo yung mga concept ng area. So, area of a square is numerically equal to twice its perimeter. Find the length of a side of the square. So, ang unang step, para madali natin intindihin, i-drawing natin yung square. So, I'll draw a square. Just imagine it's a perfect square. So, ang side ng square natin is S. So, ang square, 4 na side yan, pare-para siya ng sukat. So, nilagyan ko ng S lahat. So, ang area ng square, ang formula nun is S squared. Ibig sabihin, S times S. Kaya S squared. Ang perimeter naman, pag sinabing perimeter, yun yung, tawag dito, panlabas na sukat nung isang shape or isang figure. So, yun ay S plus S plus S plus S. Pagpaplasin mo lang yung mga sides para makuha yung perimeter. So, that is equal to 4S. Ang sabi rito, the area of the square, so, ang area ng square, edi S squared, is numerically equal daw sa twice. So, twice, ibig sabihin 2 times, twice its perimeter. Ang perimeter ng square, 4S. Then, ang tanong, find the length of a side of the square. So, isi-simplify natin, isosolve natin to. So, S squared equals 2 times 4S, that is 8S. Then, i-transpose natin tong 8 dito sa kabilang side. Or, mas madaling way, i-divide natin both sides by S. Kasi, para ma-eliminate natin yung S dito, sa kanan. So, divide both sides by S, by S. So, cancel na rito sa kanan. So, S squared divide S, S na lang yan. S equals 8. Ibig sabihin, ang side ng square is equal to 8. Yun na yung answer natin. So, next. The sum of the ages and the ages of the father and son, ang sum daw, pag pinag-plus mo raw yung edad ng tatay at ng anak, ang sagot daw is 39. So, if the father is 3 less than the square of the son's age, how old are they? So, isimplify muna natin, kailangan ilipat natin into mathematical equation. Ang father, ang age ni father, so if the father is 3 less than the square of the son's age. So, ang son's age natin, i-represent natin as x. Ang father's age is 3 less than. So, ibig sabihin, may minus 3. 3 less than the square of the son's age. Ang age ni son is x. I-square natin. So, x squared. So, x squared minus 3, yan yung age ni father. So, how old are they? So, ito yung age ni father, ito yung age ni son. Pag pinag-plus daw, dapat 39. So, let's try to rewrite x squared minus 3. Yan yung age ni father, plus x, yun yung age ni son, equals 39. Next, simplify natin. So, itong 39, pwede nating i-transpose sa kabila para makombine sa negative 3. So, i-rewrite ko lang x squared plus x. So, minus 3 minus 39 equals 0. So, punta tayo dito sa kabilang side. So, i-simplify natin x squared. Combining like terms, x squared plus x. So, negative 3 minus 39, so that's negative 42 equals 0. So, i-apply natin ngayon yung knowledge natin sa factoring ng polynomials where trinomials where a is 1. So, negative 42 yung C natin. So, factors ng negative 42. So, pwedeng, pag negative yung number, so magkaiba ang sign nun. So, ang factors ay 6 tsaka negative 7. Pwedeng negative 6 tsaka 7. So, yun lang yung factors ng 42. So, pwede rin pala 21 tsaka negative 2 tsaka negative 21 tsaka 2. So, ang sum, i-add mo lang 6 tsaka negative 7 sa negative 1. Negative 6 plus 7, positive 1. Next, 21 tsaka negative 2. So, ano to? 19. Next, negative 19. So, kunin natin yung ang sum is, anong katabi ng x nitong middle term? So, 1 yan. So, hanapin natin yung sum ay 1. So, ito yung 1. So, ang roots natin, yung ating factors ay negative 6 tsaka 7. So, meaning to say, ang factors nito is x minus 6 times x plus 7. So, ayan na yung factor noong x squared plus x minus 42. Pero hindi pa yan yung sagot. So, punta tayo rito sa kabila. Isosolve natin yung bawat value ng x. X minus 6 equals 0. X equals, transpose natin, yung negative 6 sa kabila, x equals 6. Next naman, x plus 7 equals 0. So, transpose sa kabila, so x equals negative 7. So, since dalawa yung value natin ng x, kukunin natin yung mas acceptable. So, meron ba tayong age na negative? Negative 7 daw yung age. Wala. Wala tayong age na negative. So, we cannot consider negative 7 as an answer. So, ang sagot natin ay 6. X equals 6. So, ang ating week 1 lesson ay tapos na. Maaari na kayong magsagot sa inyong mga modules. Good luck! Maaari nyo panoorin itong ating video para mas maintindihan nyo pa yung ating lesson. Good luck sa pagsasagot ng modules and see you next time.